YouTube. A nighttime one, so I'll be a bit quiet. The guy's coming to pick up his guitar tomorrow. So this is, I've not cleaned it. This is a 1974 Gibson Les Paul Custom, which was basically what that was against the Ibanez Artist and the Yamaha SG. We're competing with this. This is the Customs, this is the expensive one. Back then. So, interesting things about this. It's got the Ram Jam Black Betty pickups on it that say Gibson on them. I've been wired up wrong. It's like, so now I had to replace the volume pot, but everyone just went crazy inside it. It's like, you know, when something goes wrong, one of the pots was shorting, it just meant everything, you couldn't turn anything down, and it's just like, also it was wired up wrong as well. See, as soon as you turned the volume down at all, it just went nah. When you were at full bung, it worked. When you turned it down, it didn't on both pickups, because the other, that's basically, that's what happens when you don't put you get 3 lugs on a volume pot. So it goes 1, 2, whatever it is. The one on, when you're looking at the bottom of it, the one on the right hand side gets earthed. See, if you don't earth that, that's what happens. This means when you turn it down, there's less signal coming through, but the noise level stays the same. Whereas if you've got it the other way, when you've actually got it earthed, when you turn it down, the crap side, the side that's got all the shit on it, goes to earth. Therefore, there's no sound. So, bridge pickup now working. Try not to be too loud. Oh, I just noticed these were called the Fretless Wonder, weren't they? The frets are really pretty low on it, but I was assuming they're worn down, but I'm not sure they are. I think it might just be, they might have just been low to make it easier to play. Neck pickup, much louder. To me, it doesn't sound that much like a Les Paul. It sounds more jangly and cleaner. But that might be what Les Pauls are meant to sound like, just not the ones I've played. So as far as I can tell, this whole guitar is, everything's original apart from the 2 volume pots. The other one had been replaced as well. And where did I put the one? It's down there. I'll put it in the case so the guy's got the original pot, even though it's just a pot. Doesn't really mean much. It's got a Switchcraft switch as well, because I had to take that out to check everything was okay. So yeah, so apart from the dirt, this would polish up really nicely. You can see, look how matte it is. So on this one, you've got Grover tuners that actually say made in the USA in the back. So although they look like the tuners, the Grover tuners you would get on an Epiphone, same shape. Yeah, there you go. That's like the equivalent of going like that pair. Yeah, you can buy a Squire Strat just the same as an American Fender. Yep, it does look the same. That's what these are. So these are real Grovers. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I don't mind the ones you get there for. They're just made in Korea by someone else. They're like subcontracted out cheaper versions. They're still good tuners and great, just not quite as good as these. These are like 40, 50 years old. 50 years old, and they've never been cleaned. They're pure manky, but they work really well. We've got the volute in the back of the neck, which Les Paul owners don't like, because why would you? I want a real Gibson where the headstock snaps off if you drop it, right? So obviously, what you do is if you just extend that bit a little bit, it means that at the thinnest part of the neck, it's less likely to break. But people don't like that. It's got a 3-piece neck as well, like the Japanese guitars. Laminate, which is stronger and better. It's got a pancake construction body. You can see the stripe in the middle, see? So it's like duck, like that. This one has binding, so it doesn't have the reveal binding that my one on the wall there. I mean, it's much nicer than that. I'll give it that. I think maybe part of that's just the age of it. It doesn't seem that heavy. I've not actually weighed it, but you know, you see everyone's seen that meme on or is it a meme? Like the graph thing on the guitar sites. It's like weights, and it's like, you know, I don't know, car, tank, bus, earth, black hole, and then after that 70s Les Paul and increasing weights. But this doesn't seem to be that heavy. Maybe it's just because I was expecting it to be. I'm putting this at under 4 kilograms, which is it's all right for a guitar. It's not ridiculous. So I think it might be just under. And if it comes in at 4.1, I know that if I take off the strap, it probably puts it down to 4. Bastard, there you go, it's 4.5. A heavy guitar, 4.5 kilograms is a heavy guitar. I've got a funny feeling the Vulcan's heavier. Jesus Christ. Is it? Why does it feel heavier? This is going to be more. This is going to be like, it's like, oh, yeah. So after Supermassive Black Hole comes Les Paul, and then comes Washburn, which is more than 4.5. Feels it. 4.47. Did I not round this up? Is this not 4.47 as well? Did I imagine that? .52. Hold on. Oh, the strap didn't make any difference at all. So 4.52, so it's even heavier than a Washburn Hawk. Which doesn't really. It really, I guess to show it's like, if, oh, I don't like a Les Paul. I prefer a Washburn Hawk because they're lighter. It's just like, yeah, it's lighter, but it's like 10 grams lighter. It doesn't really count as anything. You know what I mean? But it balances quite well. It doesn't seem overly heavy. Maybe I'm used to the corker comes in at 4 kilograms. So I'm kind of used to that. But it sits nicely. I suppose I'll put some distortion on. Rat pedal. The guy didn't want anything else done to it, he just wanted it to play, so it's not quite holding tune because of the way the strings have been put on it. So, is it Hugh? Yeah, see when you put the strings on, I don't know if you can see there, kind of want sort of 3 wraps and then the string coming out the bottom. These are kind of like, I think it's got the whole string on it. You can see that? They're kind of, you can get it to hold tune better than that. He actually mentions that, why do everyone say Les Pauls go out of tune all the time? It's just because of this string angle in the middle. Yeah. And it's like, obviously when you bend a string, it pulls the string through the nut, and then when you let go of the string, it goes back through the nut. So if it's going in a straight line, there's a fair enough chance that it's going to slide over the nut and then slide back again when you let go of it. Whereas if it's at an angle, it's kind of coming up and going like that, it's less likely to, you're going to pull it through, and then it's, there's friction in there to stop it. I told him that. He's like, I never had that problem before. He's like, I don't bend strings. So yeah, that's another way of not making your Les Paul go out of tune. Don't bend the strings. Can't argue with the logic in that. That's like someone who's got their pure amazing Harley Benton. Oh, I've got this amazing Harley Benton hanging on the wall. Oh, it's great, yeah, brilliant, up here. I have a really good guitar, doesn't matter, I don't play the guitar. Alright, okay. In that case, yeah, go for it, totally. If you're going to hang it on the wall, it's like you can get a Harley Benton, it just hangs on the wall, just like this one. Doesn't look as cool. I'm quite pleased I didn't want it cleaned. Being manky, it's real mank. It's not, it's not just dirt. It's super ingrained. There's something on the back of the neck. I wonder if there used to be a sticker there or something. There's something sticky, right at where your thumb goes when you're playing open chords. I don't want to. I'm worried about. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think it's been sanded down, but it's very matte and it kind of looks like bare wood. But I think it might just be the dirt on it, like so much of it just over time. But it's obviously been quite well looked after. It doesn't really have any damage on it. There's no, and the frets aren't really that worn down. Although I would think it's been stoned at some point. There's a couple of. There's a design issue that gets me a little bit. See, the pickup, right? Whenever you played above the 12th fret, the string just hit off the pickup. Didn't work. When you get to there, like the last fret, oh, maybe not. Is it that string? It's very close to the ring. Not the actual pickup. The pickup I've lowered down, but see if you look there, There's not an awful lot there. I mean, if I hold the string down, you can see it. There's very little distance between the string and the top of this of the pickup ring. So it might not be the original pickup ring. But it's sitting there. It's got a really flipping low action on it. I think it's been owned by someone who knew what they're doing. I mean, if it's not really that low actually. 1.75. Why does it feel so low? It's because the frets are really low, isn't it? Yeah. Still does it a bit. When you turn the volume down, hear it there. Nothing like what it was before, but so there, pretty much silent. Hear it coming in? It's about a tenth of the volume it was before. Then when you put it all the way off, it goes away. That could be quite a lot to do with that distortion pedal though. This is that distortion pedal. Yeah. I wonder if you still get. If someone had said to me, "What's the difference between a custom and a standard?" I would say the customs have got more binding and they're black or white. I didn't know you got customs in a sunburst. I mean, it's a really nice sort of. It's actually kind of not far off what the Fuji Gen colour they're going for. Really, is it? What's that? It looks like sun fading or something. It really is. It's so matte looking. But I mean, it's a nice guitar. I'm giving it that. If you're going to have a Les Paul and you want to impress me, having one like this pretty much does. I was talking to my pal who's down in England somewhere. He's into. I've done a few guitars for him. Putting like Les Paul's putting the Peter Green mod in and stuff like that. He was talking about these. It's amazing how like for a '69 Les Paul. I didn't think they got them in '69, but for a '69 Deluxe, I think that might be the one that's got the mini humbuckers or something like that. It's worth like 10 grand more than this one, which is only 5 years later, and this one has the proper humbuckers in it. Apparently, there's a wee bit of a story with these humbuckers. The guy was telling me it's like they were only on 72 and 73 guitars, but there was some left over for 74, something like that. We still had some of the 74 ones have the the Gibson engraved pickups. There was a moment where I thought the pickups were gone, to be honest. I was getting crazy readings off them, and then it was like I was almost texting to say, "I'm sorry, mate, your bridge pickup's gubbed." Thankfully, I didn't do that. I'm too pro to do that. I wanted to make sure it was going to get to work first. But I can sort of get a little bit of this. See my Arbiter Flying V. Very like this. It's a Flying V, but there's a lot of things like the pancake construction, the 3-part neck, just the feel of it. It's kind of really similar. I think the Japanese were an awful lot better at copying than I thought they were, because that was it wasn't until later on. It was after 74, 75, my Flying V's about that time as well, when Mr. Arai went to a NAMM show and everyone was swooning over these 60s Fenders and 50s Gibsons, and it was like, why is everyone swooning over these old ones instead of the current model ones? Why does everyone like the old ones better? Why are we copying the current models? Let's copy the earlier ones. So that's how these Telecasters and that Stratocaster came to be. They were copying. It's a copy of a 60s guitar. It's not a copy of the 70s or the 80s or whatever guitar it was that Fender were producing at the time. In fact, it was the Japanese that started bringing back the reissues. The first ever Fender reissue was Japanese, where they made like the 62 and the 58 Strat or something like that, the JV series. JV being Japanese vintage. Before the big vintage guitar thing came out, whereas obviously you can't imagine that now. You go, oh, look on the Gibson website, they've got 58, 59 Les Paul copies and the same in the Fender ones. And obviously the custom shop, they're more expensive, but they kind of hark back an awful lot more, whereas at this point, they weren't doing that. They were still trying to improve the design. No, but I mean, generally, 3-piece neck is stronger than a 1-piece neck. It's therefore better, but worth not as much money because, oh, you're not a 1-piece neck. I think it might be cheaper to do a 3-piece neck as a byproduct of it being stronger. So I don't imagine you get these with a broken headstock the same way, because it's 3 pieces of wood and it's got a volute on it. Yeah, I do have a total urge to wash my hands immediately though. I think it's maybe just that sticky bit. I'll maybe have a wee chat with. Did I say his name was Keith? It's either Keith or Hugh. I can't remember. So we're supposed to be playing Ram Jam or something. Oh, Black Betty, bam-ba-lam, oh, Black Betty, bam-ba-lam, Black Betty had a child, bam-ba-lam, the damn thing gone wild, bam-ba-lam, oh, Black Betty, bam-ba-lam, oh, Black Betty, bam-ba-lam. Bum, bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Boo. And I'm actually quite enjoying the low frets, which I've now kind of decided it's either... It might actually have low frets. They were called the Fretless Wonder after all. It does make the action seem a lot lower because the strings are closer to the fingerboard. They're not closer to the tops of the frets. The action isn't that low. But because the frets are so low, it's like a similar thing with that. Apart from they're too low, they're just fucked. But when the action on that's nothing. It's like pure, you play it like that, and it's that low. But that's because the frets are knackered rather than being just low. So, it's a lovely guitar. I mean, what you get to say? Is it $4,000? Something like that. But to be honest, I wouldn't spend $4,000 on a guitar. I'd rather have this than like a modern Les Paul Standard though. But if you offered me the two, I'd take the Les Paul Standard because that would be when I would get more money for selling. I like this for its almost Japaneseness, but I wasn't really aware of just how close they were copying, because they were. There are that Marauder I had. It was a Rose Morris Japanese Fujigen Marauder or Matsumoku Marauder, and it's like pretty much this. Yeah, so. Going back tomorrow, so I had to do a quick video of this before it went away. It is very nice, a bit grubby, but the thing is, once you clean the dirt off, that's it going to get dirty again, whereas just now it's coated in a lovely protective coating of just dirt. So it's kind of, the guy was saying, well, if you try polish a wee bit in the back, so I was like, I want to clean it. And it's like, if I had this, I would have it absolutely sparkly new looking. But there is something to be said for keeping it manky. It's so obviously old. It's not like, I mean, obviously getting the guitars for doing the J-Pack stuff, some of them are really dirty, but that's 10 years sitting not 50 years kicking about, this sort of age doesn't come in. I wonder if it's actually nitro finished. I'd be tempted to say I don't think so. Oh no. Because it doesn't have the crazing in it. Or there might be crazing in below the dirt, I suppose. But normally, okay, it's nitro. You can see it's kind of like that dried up riverbed thing if you look at it at slight angles. But to be honest, then again, it's below a big pile of dirt. So I think maybe the dirt's kind of holding it together. Stop the UV degradation and any sort of impact with its super tough coating. It's also got a metal tip on the switch, which is nice. It's not faded much. I had to take the switch out, so the poker chip, I thought, oh, I'll be able to see the original colour in below. It's pretty much that. So I think that might just be dirt. I don't know. I just don't want to polish them. It's kind of tempted to try and polish a bit just to see them. Do a bit in the back. I just wondered how, even just for this, you know, not using any sort of Is that going to show up? Never. You're never going to see that. No, just a wipe will bring us back. But it's not my guitar to do such a thing with. Yep. So there we go. There's 2 guitars done today. Oh, I've got 3 guitars done today, so that's not. It's not too bad. Rock on. See you later.